Lesson 7.3, Functions Involving E. The natural base E was discovered by Euler. It's irrational. That means it's not the ratio of two integers. E is the base of natural logarithms, and it was discovered or invented by John Napier. And you would use it in calculus or perhaps finance. So it's just a number. And you can see here, as n approaches infinity, it actually approaches 2.71828, and you can see that the 1828 repeats, so the 4 digits after the 7 repeat, and that's one way you can remember that number. Another irrational number that you're familiar with is pi, and we know that pi is approximately equal to 3.1415926, etc. So kind of in the same vein. So we're going to practice just some basic functions with E, and then we'll look at some graphing. Okay, so recall that when we are multiplying and we have exponents, we actually add them. So it's going to be E, and then 12 plus 3 is 15. So E to the 15th. The next one, the number values, 45 divided by 9 is 5. And then when it's division, we actually subtract, because remember it's E times E times E times E 8 times, and E 3 times in the denominator, and we can cancel out 3 of those. So it's going to be 5 E to the 5th. Now the last one gets just a tad bit more complicated, but not too bad. We can take the 3 and we're distributing it inside, so we end up with negative 10 raised to the power of 3, and then we're going to have the E raised to the power of negative 2x, and that's all raised to the power of 3. So negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10 is going to be equal to negative 1,000. And then we say negative 2 times 3, we end up with E to the negative 6x. But because we have a negative exponent, it goes down to the denominator. So it's really negative 1,000 over E to the power of 6x. So a quick recap, as n approaches infinity, and that's what we have here, we can see that it gets close to the 2.718, etc. value. And then for E with exponents, when it's multiplication, we actually add the exponents. Here we subtracted the exponents. And on example C, we had to make sure that everything in the parentheses was raised to the power of 3. Now we're going to look at using our calculator. Okay, so remember, E is just a number. So if we go to our calculator, we go to the second key, and we go down to this one. And then we raise it to the power of 6. We hit the enter button, and we should get 403.42879, etc. Had I, again, E is just a number, had I taken this value and raised it to the power of 6, I would get the exact same answer. So for letter E, we could put E to the 3/4, or if you feel more comfortable, go ahead and use a decimal, E, and it would be raised to the power of 0.75. And then the last one, F, E to the negative 0.25. So that's going to be sent to the denominator because of the negative. So it's really 1 over E to the 0.25. And that comes out to approximately equal to 0.779, and that's less than our original value here. And I just noticed that I forgot to get rid of the negative. So it's, remember, it's 0.25, not negative 25, 0.25. Here we have some graphs, our natural base functions. Whoops. All right, let's try this again. So we have a is greater than 0 and r is greater than 0. So here's our a and our r. Then we know it's a growth function, exponential growth. And if a is greater than 0 but r is less than 0, then it ends up being an exponential decay. So our domain is going to be all real numbers. Our range is going to be y is greater than 0, and our asymptote is going to be y equals 0. So you'll notice that it approaches 0. The same thing for our exponential decay on these particular examples. The domain is going to be all real numbers. The range is going to be y is greater than 0, and you can see the y's are greater than 0. And the asymptote is going to be y is equal to 0. This is very similar to our lesson 7.1 and 7.2, except instead of our b base changing, it's e, which is the 2.718281828 value. All right, so let's do a couple examples. So here we can see that our domain is going to be all real numbers. I'm having a hard time there. And our range is going to be y is greater than 0, because it's not shifting up or down, and we'll do that in our next problem. So we're going to make a table of values and just plot a couple of points. Okay, so let's say that we say x is equal to 0. So over here, I have 4 times e raised to the power of 0.5 times our 0 value. Anything times 0 is going to be equal to 0. Anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1. So 4 times 1 is 4. And that's where my y value is going to come from. Now let's do the same thing, but we're going to sub in a 1 for the x. Okay, so here I put in my 1 is replacing the x. So we end up with 4 times e raised to the power of 0.5. And then I'm going to put that into my calculator. So I end up, remember you have to use the second button. So you're going to put in 4, and then you use the second and then the EX, and then it'll raise it to the 0.5 if you type in 0.5. So you'll end up with E and then the little caret and then the 0.5. And then the y value should come out to about 6.59. And now we'll graph it. All right, so I plotted my points, and then you can see that the line approaches the x-axis. Now, the second example is a little bit more complicated. We can see that we have a negative value here, so we know that this is going to be a decay problem. And we can see that it's going to shift 2 units to the left because of the h value, and 4 units down because of the -4. All right, so we should be able to see that our domain is going to end up being all real numbers. Our range is going to be y is greater than -4, and our asymptote is also going to be y equals -4. So I'm going to draw in my asymptote here. So remember, our graph is going to approach -4, but it is not going to cross it. Then I have 3 values to sub in. We probably don't need so many, but wanted to demonstrate the 3. So let's begin with the -2. And I chose the -2 because when I insert it into the x plus 2, it's going to be equal to 0. So I showed a lot of work over here, and after you do them for a while, you're going to see that you won't have to do all of this. But when I subbed in my -2, -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 times -1.5 is 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. 1 minus 4, that's going to give me -3 for my y. Then I'm going to sub in my -3 and my 0, and then we'll plot those points. So I continue to sub in my -3 up here. So I just put it into my calculator, and I got y is approximately equal to 0.48, and then I plotted that, went to the left 3 and up about 0.5, and then here is my -2, -3, and then finally when I put in my 0, I got approximately equal to -3.95, and then we'll just connect those points. And remember, it's approaching the asymptote. And that's this lesson.